You had to do that at 12:30.
Oh, I didn't even mean to do that.
I was right about to snort, and then I just hear like a freaking pterodactyl.
Oh,
Oh my
that was
gosh.
genuine, by the way. My bad.
Okay, here we go at 13 minutes.
You should leave that in.
I'm going to try. All right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Fantasy Football Burrito. I am your host, as always, Dirt Shingleberry, and joining me is the Fantasy Football Wild Card, Scott Zipman. How are you doing today, Scott?
I'm doing great. My gut feels good about today.
Good about today. That's great. We have a great show lined up for you guys. We got a couple items of news. Then we're going to do a quarterback top 12. I know you guys have my top 12 already, but you don't have Zips, so we're going to go ahead and let him dive into it. My list is a little different, so I'm still going to join in. But how'd you do ranking your top 12 quarterbacks today?
Oh boy, I had a tough time with this because there's so much obviousness with the list. You know who the top 5 are probably going to be, and so I was trying to figure out a way to have fun with it, and I was trying to really dig deep in the gut. The quarterbacks are, they can be there's ripe for potential everywhere.
So I have a feeling your list is going to be quarterbacks that people aren't really talking about.
Nah, I'm sure they're talking about him.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Patrick Mahomes is obvious number one, right? We all know that.
I mean, the only way I could see Patrick Mahomes not on number one is if people are in like a quarterback premium league with rushing premiums and whatnot, and they take Lamar Jackson instead.
For sure. But for that reason, he's not on my list, but he is. He's just off of it because he's number one.
He's number one on your list. You just want to talk about other people.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about him. What can I say? There's nothing else I can add to it.
Well, we are recording the day after 4th of July, so I do want to ask, how was your holiday? Did you do anything fun?
Oh, boy, it was a good time. Played a bird game.
What's the bird game?
It's a board game about birds.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to explain it.
Well, I feel like that does enough. Yeah, we in my neighborhood, our neighbors we block off our cul-de-sac and throw a big block party. So we just let the kids play, and they throw a little bit of a potluck. We did a social distancing potluck. Everybody in a block party. Everybody stayed in their own driveways. Everybody took turns going up to the food table, and we all wore masks. And we were being safe while still doing our block party. I mean, I maybe actually got within 6 feet of my neighbors once or twice, and both times me and them were wearing a mask. We were just letting the kids play and watching the fireworks all night. So that was pretty fun.
Nice. Safe block party.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Usually it's not like that. Usually we are all mingling around, walking around, but we decided to, because we are still in the middle of a pandemic with no end in sight yet, so we decided to be safe.
Sounds like my kind of party. You're surrounded by people you don't know, but you're with the ones you do know.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it was great. We cleaned out our garage, and we threw an air mattress in our garage, and we left the door open, and me and my wife and kids just laid down watching the fireworks.
That sounds nice. That should just be your new room.
I don't know. This closet I podcast in is really nice, too, though.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
So, again, happy 4th, everybody. Happy late 4th. I hope you guys all had a good, safe weekend. You didn't pull a Jason Pierre-Paul and you have all 10 fingers.
Oh, God, yeah, I forgot about that. How is he?
He's good. I think he signed a pretty decent-sized deal with the Buccaneers either this year or last year, and he's still...
The Bucs?
Yeah, he's on your favorite team.
He's my new favorite player.
There you go. All, 7 fingers and everything.
Oh, he's...
You should look... Have you ever seen the picture of his hand?
I think I probably did.
Oh, it's gross. Gross.
I'll look it up soon.
Yeah. Okay, so we do have a couple items of news to get to. We'll just start it off with Cam Newton signs with New England. How do you feel about that?
Sounds fun. I hope it turns out well, because it could be real entertaining.
Whenever I read this, I sat there for a minute and I just go, of course he did. Of course Belichick goes out and gets a former MVP. Of course he got him for minimal money to where if it doesn't work out, he still looks like a genius. He can just cut him and go with Stidham. You have Cam Newton, who is, and I'll get into this later because, spoiler alert, I ranked Cam on my new list. He's a former NFL MVP, and if he's healthy, he's great. I mean, he's so much fun to watch, and I'm an Oregon Duck fan, so I hate him deep down, but at the same time, I love him.
Right. Love, hate. It's the best kind. No, yeah, Cam Newton in New England. It should be. I don't know. It should be interesting. That's the very at the very least. And man, they haven't had a quarterback like Cam Newton's. I mean, it's Tom Brady's been there for so long.
Tom Brady's been there for like 20 years, so yeah,
This is really any quarterback playing in New England is going to be exciting and intriguing. I feel like.
yeah, if they can get a little bit better on the receiving core, that's the only thing. You got Old Man Edelman, you got Sanu. If N'Keal Harry can put it together, then he's the most exciting player on that offense.
Right. Watch out. He might blow up. I don't think anyone's thinking about him.
No, but I mean he's a former first rounder, so we'll see. Then rolling right in, because one thing the Patriots do need is a tight end. David Njoku requested or demanded to be traded from Cleveland. Do you see him being moved at all, or do you think they want to keep that 1-2 punch of Hooper and Njoku?
I don't know. Does he really have any cards in his hand for this? Like,
I believe he's under contract until 2021, and he's on a rookie deal. So they even have his option, if I recall. So he doesn't really have any cards on the table except just holding out or not playing, which that doesn't really bode well on a rookie deal whenever you're just trying to get traded.
Right. Yeah, they already went a whole year without him too, so it's not like they'd miss him too much.
Yeah,
but I don't know. That's exciting. I don't know. What do you think?
I would really like to see a team like the Patriots go after him. A team like the Cowboys.
Yeah, because they have the rookie tight ends now.
Yeah.
The Patriots do. They don't have anyone. Who else do they have?
That's it. They just have they drafted 2 or 3 rookie tight ends. I think that's all they have.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Niners go after him because that would be really nice to pair with Kittle.
Oh, okay, yeah, and they lost Debo too.
Yep, they're out Debo.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, there's the Panthers would be good because they lost Olsen. All they have is Ian Thomas. The Redskins they lost Reed, so they just have a slew of young people. So there's tight end needy teams. It just depends on if Cleveland's willing to deal them.
Now, go ahead. I was gonna say the real question: which one bodes most well for fantasy? Do you think?
Most well for fantasy, in my opinion, would be the Cowboys or the Patriots, because Cowboys he would most likely be the number 1 in front of Blake Jarwin. Is he still the tight end there?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean that's how much they need a tight end because I can't even remember who their number 1 is.
Right.
Or the Patriots because all they have is a slew of rookies and he could probably step right in and take over, as the receiving tight end role.
Yeah, maybe it'd be New England. Cam Newton's Greg Olsen in New England.
Yep, exactly.
Or Dak Prescott's Jason Witten in Dallas.
Yep. And I mean, Jason Witten's now in Las Vegas, so
yeah, both places are known for having good tight ends. Usually, it seems like so.
Yep.
Man, if only there were 2 of him that we could see go to both places.
I just want to see him go to 1. Let's just say that.
Yeah, Cleveland seems to be a dead egg for him.
Yep. Okay, next thing. This is not much on the fantasy side, but the Redskins are under review to changing their name because Nike said they're pulling Washington Redskin gear off their shelves, and FedEx, who owns the naming rights to their stadiums, is saying basically, we pay you guys a lot of money. You need to change your name. So in one thing that Adam Schefter reported is if there wasn't going to be a change, or there would be no review on the team name if there wasn't going to be a change. So probably going into next year, we're going to have a different team name for Washington.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I just love change. So
yeah,
it's exciting regardless. And it's also for the best. Definitely. That name is a little questionable.
That's the thing. People, it's how it's always been, which is a terrible reason to keep things the same way.
Right. Yeah.
But if there's a group of people saying that the name is offensive, it doesn't matter how it always was. It's time to change.
Right. Yeah. I don't want any. My goal in life is to never offend anyone.
Yeah.
Hard, but you do your best, and yeah, if there's a group of people who don't like it, and there's actual reasoning for them not liking it,
exactly.
Do away with it. It's old news. I do, however, love the color scheme of the Washington Redskins.
Well, there's
Would they?
People are going or on Twitter and saying things that they can keep, the same colors and basically the same name, just changing it enough. And
Yeah,
one of my favorite ones is the Washington Red Tails, which is a callback to the Tuskegee Airmen, who were the first African American fighting battalion in World War II.
dude, that'd be cool.
So I mean,
Oh,
you
an
take something
airplane
that,
as their logo.
yeah, something like that, and they can keep it red. They can keep the same logo or same color scheme, change the
Now,
logo, and change the name, and you can turn something that's offensive to probably something people would be very proud of.
right, for sure.
So that's my pick
more
for
of.
it is the Red Tails.
I love that. There was a I don't know who tweeted this originally, so I can't give credit. But there was a tweet I saw circling the internet where it was like, just don't even change the name, just change the logo to a red potato. It's like the easiest
That's
way.
funny.
Whoever's out there, thank you for that joke.
I know Big Cat at Barstool Sports. He's on board with changing it to the Washington Teeth and just making the logo a tooth. I don't know.
I'm fine with that too.
He's like, this is just the funniest idea I've ever heard. I want this.
Every 10 years, every team should change their name just for the sake of whatever. I mean, spice things up a bit.
And then
delete the history books.
I saw a good meme also that said after our review, the Washington Redskins have decided to change their name to the DC Redskins.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Well, they kind of
wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
Right. Well, they kind of missed the purpose of that one.
Yep, just a little bit.
Okay, so getting into our last bit of news before we take a break. The NFLPA, the Players Association, wants no preseason games. They all voted to not play preseason, where the owners agreed to drop week 1 and week 4, so only playing 2 preseason games. What do you think about either of those? Would you want a preseason? Would you want 2 games, or do you just want to see them go through training camp, just come right in?
I don't know. Usually I'm not for preseason games. I mean, I could like, it just seems kind of pointless at sometimes, but I don't know now that I think about it. But especially right now, where players haven't really been practicing or doing much until recently, I'm curious how. I mean, I just feel like the jumping right into a 16-game NFL season that's got to be brutal on the body if you haven't properly prepared for it.
Yeah.
So maybe some sort of like light preseason game could be to some benefit this time around.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. Ultimately, whatever the players think is best would be what I'd go with. But I've heard that preseason games have been talked about being reduced for some time now. It seems like, or incorporating them into the regular season.
Yeah.
So it's been So I know it hasn't been universally liked across the board, but maybe this time it's kind of needed. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that it would be really hard not to have a preseason because, I mean, like you said, people haven't been playing with contact and whatnot. They're just running around in their shorts and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I think this is my opinion, mind you. I'm just somebody who tries to talk football.
We're not football players at all. So that's why I always say whatever the players want.
Yeah, I haven't played it since high school, and I feel like if you just roll into a 16-game regular season without getting your body ready for contact, now if they get rid of some of the practice restrictions and let them hit more often in practice, then maybe. But I think that if you roll out into that first week 1 of the regular season, you're going to see a lot of injuries without without at least 2 preseason games. And I say 2 because you get 1 game where your starters, it's like 1 game's like week 2 where your starters get like a series or 2, and then the backups come in. Then the second game's like week 3 where your starters play until probably the third quarter.
Yeah.
Get them ready. And then boom, you roll right into that first season, that first game of the season, probably ready, and you won't get as many bad injuries in week 3 and 4 of the preseason that always happen. And I fear that if we get no preseason, we're going to roll into week 1 and see more injuries than what we've seen in a long time.
Right. Yeah. No one wants that.
You don't want it for the players. You don't want it for the teams. You don't want it for your fantasy teams. Injuries just are not good for people.
I know. I really hope that we someday get like metal bones installed. Everyone can just play.
Everyone plays with exoskeletons.
Exoskeletons, yeah.
I'm sure they're working on it. You're talking in the future right now.
Wonder if that would help with concussions.
I
Got the
feel
metal
like
thing around. Does Wolverine get concussions often?
I don't know.
You're the comic book boy.
I know I am, but I don't think I've ever thought about. I mean, he has a metal skeleton, a metal skull, so that's for his skull, not his brain. And concussions a contusion of the brain. So
Right. So maybe maybe it'll make it worse.
that's what
Right.
I was thinking. Is
Yeah.
I think it might make it worse.
You bang against the what's that metal called?
Adamantium.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Fun.
right, so that's enough comic book talk, and that's all the news we have for this week. So we're gonna take a short break, and we're gonna come back, and I'm gonna give you my revised top 12 quarterbacks, and Zip's gonna give you his crazy
top 12 gut zip QB list.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a break and enjoy these messages. We'll be right back.
Hi everyone, we're back. We're back.
Yes, we are. I will leave that as the intro. You've never introed us into a show or back from a segment, so I will. You know what? I'm going to give you that one, Zip.
Hey, I just thought there was a pause. I wanted to fill it.
So yeah, we're going to go ahead and bring you guys our top 12 quarterbacks now, and then we have a segment at the end of this episode. We're going to call it Sink or Swim until we can come up with a better name. Basically,
title.
It's a working title, so it's basically your. If you like the idea, you're going to swim with it. If you don't like it, you're going to sink it to the bottom of the ocean. So go ahead. Let's jump into this top 12 list.
And drown.
We're going to drown our top 12 list?
No, the sinking.
Oh, is there a delay? Did you not hear? That was. I said. Well, you know what? Zip, I want to hear your number 12 quarterback.
Number 12 of top 12 Zip's top 12 list. Drew Locke.
Drew Locke.
Boy, watch out. This guy, he could be the youngest MVP. Is that even? I don't know if that's true. He could be a young MVP.
Yeah.
I want to know why. I don't know. He seemed fun. He had a lot of fun last year, and he did that little dance on the bench, so he's having a good time. And he's got that loose attitude, I feel like. And he's got a good supporting cast. He's got Melvin Gordon. He's just going to be great.
He also has
to be great, but he's going to be fun. And there's potential. And that's all I care about, as you can tell.
Well, say he does have Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, and Cortland Sutton.
You're very high on KJ Hamler. Too.
I do like KJ Hamler. I think he's one of the most exciting players that came out in the draft.
Not as exciting as Jalen Reagor, though.
That's something we will discuss later on. The Denver Broncos are one of the few teams that, in my opinion, have 3 number 1 wide receivers. And then you have Noah Fant, who I think very highly of coming this year. I do like Drew Locke. I think that whenever he got drafted, he was supposed to be a project quarterback, and then he ended up coming in at the end of last year and showed that he's a lot more than a project. Now at this point, he's just going to develop and become better.
Right. Denver, they have the quarterback of the future, that's for sure.
They do, and it's something John Elway's been searching for a long time. He's gone through a lot of projects that haven't paid out, like Paxton Lynch and
oh yeah, he's had a lot of misses, but he found his Elway baby right here with Locke, and that's why he's at 12, because he's still a lot of there's questions to be answered, but he's perfect for number 12 because that spot can be anything.
One thing about Drew Locke, I will say that if I draft him as my fantasy quarterback, I would want to pair him with somebody else who I also believe has potential. I wouldn't want to roll in the season as him as my number 1 quarterback.
Yeah, you could probably get my number 12 and number 1 together and have a solid season.
Okay. So number 12 for me is Matt Ryan. Matty Ice, one of the main reasons, he's just done it for so long, and he has, the best wide receiver duo in the NFL with Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. If he can protect the ball a little bit more, last year he threw 14 picks, but if he could protect the ball a little bit more and get the ball into the playmaker's hands, and if Hayden Hurst can actually become something, he's well worth the spot he's getting drafted at. He's going in the 8th round right now, so I would take a shot at him in the 8th round. If you have a league who doesn't take chances on the early quarterbacks, you could even get him later than that.
That's true. I see Matt Ryan there all the time. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. My number 11. Dak Prescott.
Whoa, that's kind of low for Dak.
Yeah, it's really just I just don't know. I think it's more. I think I'm just lukewarm on him. I don't think he's not going to. I don't think he's going to be bad or anything. I just don't seem to be as excited to have him for some odd reason, and
Okay.
because of that, I just have him low. It doesn't mean he could be top five for sure with his you know, this was a change. I just changed this,
Okay.
and it's a weird gut feeling. So I think it's more based around the entertainment of what players I would want to have more than anything. But that's what the gut does sometimes. It tells Zip to do things weird, and I just don't care.
Okay.
Dak Prescott is going to have a good season. Number 11.
So just so we're clear, everybody, the list that we're going through right now, we're calling it Zip's gut list because he's going based off his pure gut feeling, and he really is going off of value the quarterbacks are taking at.
Right.
My friend, my wild card, my risk taker, my Mad Hatter over here. He doesn't like lists that end up with the top consensus, like top 3 or 5. He likes to change it up and talk about something else. So,
if I'm just gonna repeat, I shouldn't talk.
Yeah, exactly. He's my idea man.
Gotta entertain myself more than anyone.
All right, so number 11 for me is Carson Wentz.
What?
Carson Wentz. If he can stay healthy, he's an exciting player. He really is. He throws for 4,000 yards on it. He wakes up in the morning, eats a cereal, and throws for 4,000 yards in the NFL season. I mean, they did add Jalen Reagor, who I'm not excited about as a player as a whole, but I do like the addition for Carson Wentz, and with Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson coming back, Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert. Carson Wentz at number 11 is a good pickup. He had 27 touchdowns last year, and you're getting him in the 9th round. Tell me right now you would not take Carson Wentz in the 9th round.
No, I would not. I would take Dak Prescott or Jalen Reagor.
You're not getting Dak Prescott in the 9th round.
We'll see about that.
All right, go ahead with your number 10.
Number 10 is one I know you like, and he's also maybe your top 10. Josh Allen?
Josh Allen, yeah. I have him up there.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to hear what you say about him. I'm just a fan of him, and I've seen him. He got better significantly last season, and if there's an upward trajectory, which I hope there is, he should jump another season. He got Stephon Diggs, Devin Singletary's there, which he showed some interesting promise. Zach Moss, I'm excited about on maybe a small level, but I just think that team, they made strides last season, and they're going to continue.
Yeah, I like Josh Allen a lot. He ran for 500 yards and 9 touchdowns last year.
He's got the running ability too.
You know,
that's
he's very athletic, and he threw for only 20 touchdowns, which you want to see that number go up, and it might with the addition to Stephon Diggs, where Diggs can go to an offense where he is the number 1 receiver. That and John Brown. They drafted Gabe Davis, who everybody keeps saying could be a plug-and-play starter week 1. Zach Moss is going to play that Frank Gore role. You have Motor Singletary. You know, he showed a lot of promise last year. You want to see him keep getting better. So there's a lane for a road to Josh Allen becoming a top 10 to top 5 fantasy quarterback. Right. And I'm a fan of him.
Yeah,
I am a fan of big Josh Allen.
Division is wide open too now with Tom Brady gone. I mean, everything's up for grabs in the what is that, the North?
The AFC East. Right?
I never remember any of it. I know the one the Eagles are in. That's East. But yeah, it's okay. So yeah, Josh Allen at number 10. He's run and he's gonna throw. So,
and he's finally got a number 1 receiver.
Exactly. Good boy. We're gonna have a good time.
Number 10 for me is Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh, wow, that's exciting. That's high. That's low for most.
Aaron Rodgers, he's another one. It's just the main reason why he's falling is because there's all these younger, exciting quarterbacks in front of him. You know, all these people. That's one thing you'll notice about my list. For the most part, the older veterans are near the bottom of it, and the young, exciting players are near the top. Aaron Rodgers still has Devontae Adams. He still has Aaron Jones, and Aaron Jones does a lot of work out of the backfield, catching the ball. One thing about Aaron Rodgers, he takes care of the ball a lot. He only threw, I think, 4 interceptions last year, and you can get a former or future Hall of Famer in the 8th round. If you're waiting on quarterback and you're filling up other positions and you see Aaron Rodgers still there, snag him at 8 in the 8th round, the end of the 8th round.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to me that he's dropping that far, because there was years where he went in top 3 in my drafts, because I do play with a few Packers fans, but we were lucky to see Aaron Rodgers last out of the 1st round.
Right. Yeah.
And now he's dropping all the way to the 8th.
I still don't think that'll happen in our league.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy.
I'm getting all the ADP. I'm telling you, for the players going in the 8th round, 9th round. I'm getting that on Fantasy Football Calculator, just in case anybody wants to know. I'm just not that great with numbers where I can look and tell you how far things are. I just want to cite my source on that. That's where I'm getting all my.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. So number 9 for you.
Number 9 is another. My tops are they're all kind of similar, actually, now that I'm saying them out loud. But it's Kyler Murray, another young. What's that face for? Which I am now realizing is kind of the same reasons for these last 3. They're all younger, got a good talent around. I'm really excited about Kyler Murray because of DeAndre Hopkins. He's his arrival, and Kenyon Drake's there too. So that offense is going to be exciting. I feel like it might not do so well in wins, like it won't translate maybe to wins. I don't know, but fantasy points all around, I feel like is going to be plentiful in Arizona.
Well, I mean, it's not just with Kyler Murray in Arizona. It's not just DeAndre Hopkins and Kenyon Drake. They still have Christian Kirk.
That's right.
They still have Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, another thing is they need a tight end, which would be a good landing spot for Njoku, now that I'm thinking about it. But they're just so heavy. They're so heavy on the wide receiver core, and they use wide receivers so much. I don't know if it's because they don't have a good tight end that, I don't know how a tight end fits in that offense. But Kyler Murray is an exciting player. And that weird face I made before is just because I feel like that's really low for Kyler. I have him a couple spots higher than this.
Oh, yeah, maybe I mean, I do have some of the main guys up here.
Okay.
So that's why. It's so interesting trying to make a top 12 list.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good exercise.
It is. I hope to get better and better at it.
Yeah, I would say if anybody out there is, really into fantasy football and wants to try to give themselves some critical thinking, make your own top 12 list. Make a top 20. It really makes you start thinking about the players you like and the players you dislike.
Yeah, and honestly, this list is probably going to change 100 times before I even pick players.
Oh, yeah. Be water. Be water with fantasy football. The tide can change in a drop of. I mean, I did my top quarterback list 3 weeks ago, and I've already changed it.
Right. Yeah. So if we wanted to, we should be making an episode every day about our evolving list.
Absolutely. So number 9 for me is Drew Brees. I mean, I don't really feel like there's much I need to say about Drew Brees. He's got Michael Thomas. He's got Sean Payton's offense. He's got Alvin Kamara. He's one of the great. He is arguably the greatest quarterback, behind Tom Brady, behind Peyton Manning, behind all the other greats. But I'm not going to spend much time talking about Drew Brees, so we'll just go ahead and move on.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is I have him here at the same spot.
Okay, so we can spend a little bit of time on it.
I mean, again, I think you're going to get a known quantity with Drew Brees. As long as he doesn't get injured or anything, which is what. Yeah,
which last year was like one of the rarest times he's gotten injured.
Right.
And I mean, even with that injury, he threw almost 3,000 yards. He had 27 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. So if anything, it made his decision making better with the ball.
Right. Yeah. You're guaranteed something consistent with Drew Brees, and
absolutely.
I don't. Maybe we're just getting so used to that he's falling on our list.
I think the only reason why he's falling is because of age. Yeah.
You're going to be surprised about
Well, it's like what happened with Tom Brady for so long. He kept falling down lists just because, he's old. He can't. Father Time's eventually going to catch up. Time always wins. Time's undefeated, and he's still doing it at a high level. So
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, your team's favorite quarterback.
He's high up. He's high in the sky.
So number 8 for me is Josh Allen.
Are we on 8?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Say if I did number 9, you said your number 8 was the same spot.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have Josh Allen right here, and I mean we already touched a lot on him, so we're just gonna go ahead and roll it back to the same stuff. He's got Stephon Diggs. He's a rushing threat. He's he's improving every year as a passer, so we hope to see him make that leap forward.
Yes, I agree.
So you should be going with your number 7.
Number 7, I've got Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
And I have him a little higher for you. I kind of agree with everything you say.
Yeah.
But I'm expecting a like a final fight kind of thing, out of him, where he's just going to give it his all to really try to get one more Super Bowl. That's all project.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming and hoping, and I think he might have an up year this year.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, he's usually very, very good.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah, especially where you were saying you could get him. I mean,
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers would be the way to go.
Yeah.
Anyway,
number 7. So number 7 for me is Cam Newton.
Oh yeah, I like that.
A couple things about Cam is he's the same age that Steve Young was when he took over for Joe Montana in San Francisco and turned himself into a Hall of Famer. The only difference is Cam Newton's already got himself an MVP. He's already got himself a Rookie of the Year. He's an exciting player, and if he can stay healthy, he's one of the most dynamic and explosive players on the field. He makes everybody around him better. So right now, he just signed last week, so this might be low, and it could be because of the injury risk. But right now, if you were to go into a draft and try to take Cam Newton, you get him in the 13th round. That means you can either take him as your backup quarterback and just hope that he explodes and stays healthy, or you can take him after you fill up every other position. You could get yourself three running backs, 3 receivers, a tight end, a couple bench players, and then get yourself Cam Newton. And if you tell me you're walking away with Cam Newton on the New England Patriots in the 13th round to start your team off, you're not happy. You're crazy.
Then you're never happy about anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that for sure. That's a cool setup. I don't have Cam Newton on my list, but maybe I should.
Oh, he's one that I was excited about. He signed like 2 hours after we posted the episode last week. So it's like, I couldn't even go back and edit it to for us to come back and talk to him. I already published it and posted it on iTunes and everything.
Right. Well, we got to sit with it for a week.
Yeah. Got to stew with it.
I didn't really give it much attention. Maybe I should have, but Cam Newton should be fun.
Yeah.
We're on 6 now.
Yep, 6.
Okay, we got I got Deshaun Watson here.
Watson?
Yeah, I'm excited to see where he's on your list. He has some concerns with his wide receiver group. He lost DeAndre Hopkins, but he did get Cooks. So there's just more questions there. But it seems like Deshaun Watson always seems to make magic happen.
He's another player. He's another player that makes everybody around him.
Right.
He did it at Clemson. He's done it on Houston.
Yeah, and they got that Isaiah Coulter from Rhode Island. Might have said his last name wrong.
Is that a tight end or
a wide receiver rookie they got?
Okay. I do remember you talking about him, actually.
I'm only excited because I got him in my Dynasty League, and I'm like, please be New Hopkins or whatever you want to be. But I'm just he's just outside of top 5. That's good for him.
They definitely went different with their receiving core. I mean, they went for more speed now with the trade of Hopkins because they brought in Randall Cobb.
Mm-hmm.
They still have Kenny Stills. They brought in Brandon Cooks. They still have Will Fuller. So they're just trying to outrun everybody, in my opinion.
And they also David Johnson's there too now, right?
David Johnson's their running back.
Imagine just for a second,
Duke Johnson.
We get a glimpse of classic David Johnson in that offense.
Hey, you know what? If you saw the clips of David Johnson running at the end of last year with Arizona,
yeah,
you're hoping he's revitalized.
He was slow. As hell.
That was slow. There was no energy behind it. It was kind of sad to watch one of the best, running backs for 2-3 years turn in what he turned into in the end. So hopefully he can get some new life. Hyde had a good year last year for Houston, so obviously they're doing something right on the offensive line.
Yeah. Maybe David Johnson just needed a change of scenery. He'd been in Arizona for so long.
And if you have getting back to quarterbacks, if you have a good David Johnson, you're going to have a good Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, If Johnson explodes into old Johnson, Watson will be even higher on this list.
All right, number 6 for me is Kyler Murray.
Wow, I love it. Better than this one. I
Um,
agree with it.
yeah, I mean, all the reasons he's in the Cliff Kingsbury offense, and he's actually higher on a lot more lists that I see. I've seen him as high as 3. I've seen him like 3 or 4 range. I only have him at 6 because it's only his second year, and I'm not always fully in on second year quarterbacks. Like I was pretty far down on Lamar Jackson last year. I was far down, which I mean, obviously I was wrong. So Kyler Murray could do that again. I was a little bit more down on Josh Allen too, just last year, just because second year we want to see more of it, and so I'm always late to the quarterback party just because I'm skeptical. I'd rather take a chance on a Rodgers or a Brees than taking a chance on a Kyler Murray who could have the sophomore slump. But for all the reasons we listed earlier, he's my number 6 quarterback.
And Kyler Murray has just rised on my list. I just got the thought he is this year's Lamar Jackson. So he's number 1. But it won't be on this list. I'll have to. It's the next list.
See, that's how fast it changes.
That's how fast it changes. What are we on?
You are giving your number 5.
Who do I have at 5? Oh, yes. Baker Mayfield. He's broken the 5.
Bake show.
He's broken the top 5. And this one is a zip gut guarantee. He is
zip guarantee.
Have you ever guaranteed anything on a fantasy?
You've been guaranteeing a lot.
Yeah, but what about you? I want to hear you start guaranteeing things.
We'll see whenever things get. I don't feel like I have enough information yet to guarantee.
You can't guarantee with information. You have to guarantee with no information.
No, see, that's where me and you differ on this.
Okay, well, at the end of the year, we'll see whose guarantees.
Don't worry. We'll start making some burger bets on air.
Mayfield, for sure. Burger bets will be a segment.
Yes.
Baker Mayfield.
So the Bake Show.
This is the time, and every Cleveland fan or hopeful says it every year. This is the year Cleveland wakes up. But this is the year they finally do it. And Baker Mayfield with Odell, who's finally fully healthy. I'm going to blame that whole weird season on that and assume he's back to normal. What do they got? They got Austin Hooper, who's a high tight end of mine. We got Jarvis Landry, who's been solid even through the crap. Oh, yeah. And their running backs, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Dude, this offense is going to blow up. Okay? And I have no facts or reasons behind it other than I think it is. So, number 5.
On paper, it looks good, too, because with all the reasons you already listed with the receivers, the running backs, and, Baker has the potential. They also added Jedrick Wills on the offensive line, and Jack Conklin. So hopefully the line is more solidified, and he can.
That was the main issue, right? It was like the O-line was bad. Yeah. If that's good, then this offense can do its thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And those were 2 solid ads.
Yep.
So Baker number 5. Who's your number 5?
My number 5 is Dak Prescott.
Oh, I love.
He is just his receivers are the main reason. He has the talent. He's going to get re-signed. But adding CeeDee Lamb with already Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper. I'm not a huge Amari Cooper fan, but what I think Amari Cooper is, he's a good complementary piece. So playing with Gallup and Lamb will make him better. But I don't like Amari as himself. But Dak Prescott can do it with his legs. He can do it through the air. He threw for almost 5,000 yards last year, 30 touchdowns. The only thing that kind of strays me away from him is you have to get him in the 5th, which, I mean, all these quarterbacks you have to get a little higher, but that's why Dak Prescott's number 5 for me.
Yeah, that's a good place for him for sure. How do you feel with Mike McCarthy coming in? You think that anyway?
I'm fine with Mike McCarthy. He did some good work with Aaron Rodgers, and he said he took this year off from football to learn the analytics of it. So if he actually did learn the analytics and whatnot for how the game's changed, then yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah,
because he's already done it. He was a Super Bowl champion with Aaron Rodgers. He could help turn the Cowboys around.
Yep, that's true. If he evolved his game, watch out.
Yep. All right, so you're number 4.
Number 4. My number 4, and he could easily be number one. I wanted to put him there, but I don't want to seem too crazy. Tom Brady, number 4. Yeah, you laugh it up now, but you're gonna see Tom Brady from all those MVP years on those Bucks, and
See,
he's got Mike Evans, he's got Chris Godwin, he's got, I don't know, the running back's questionable, but he could make one of those dudes.
and your number 1 tight end, Rob
Gronkowski, and number 27, OJ Howard. Okay, he is.
You have been ranked all the way down to 27.
This is the best team we've seen him on. Maybe since Gronk and Randy Moss were on his team. Okay.
Was Gronk on the same team?
Separate teams.
Randy Moss? Oh, okay.
2 separate teams. But those were the 2 good. Those were the teams I remember the most. And everyone's sleeping on Brady. Get him at the end of the round.
Hey, if he can run the Arians offense the way that Carson Palmer did, then it's possible. But I just don't know if Brady has the arm strength left in him to get the ball down the field.
Oh, yeah, and that's where Bruce Arians has come in, where he has evolved his game probably to fit Tom Brady. They went out and got Brady, so they have some sort of plan. And Brady, why don't he go? You know, he doesn't want to go somewhere and ruin his legacy by having a crap year. You know,
yeah.
I think there's a lot of physical tools surrounded to make this go well. Also, while like mental thoughts and placement, it could be a interesting season. I'm calling New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees versus Tom Brady, Tampa Bay in the NFC Championship game.
Wow. That's
duel the olds. That's what they'll call it.
We'll have to do a episode where we guess the
that would be
conference.
Fun.
Yeah, we guess how the conference champions and the playoffs are going to play out.
Because that will also change, like my top lists.
Oh, guaranteed. So number 4 for me is Deshaun Watson. You want to know where he was on my list, and he's number 4.
Wow, that's high.
He can do it on the ground. He had 7 rushing touchdowns last year. He threw for almost 4,000 yards. He just makes everybody around him better. And like we said earlier, we want to see what the answers are to the questions around his receivers. But if Brandon Cooks is healthy, he can be a number 1 receiver. He's one of the few players who's been traded several times for first-round picks. Poor guy can't stay at home, find a home in the NFL, but he's good everywhere he goes. And he's always going to have that extra bit on the running, the rushing side, and you want to see that with your quarterback.
Agreed. Deshaun Watson's fun and exciting.
He is.
He's a top 5 guaranteed. We're on the number.
I'm okay with that guarantee.
That's your guarantee?
I can guarantee that I think Deshaun Watson's going to be a top 5 quarterback.
Okay, there it is. We got Dirt's first top guarantee. 5 guarantee.
All right, I'm comfortable with that.
Okay. Number 3.
All right, Zip. So who's your number 3?
Number 3 is going to maybe be. Typically, he'd be in 2. He's like a guaranteed 2, but I'm putting him at 3 because I'm just a little cautious with him because he had such a big year. I feel like he might just have a down year of some sorts, whether it's a freak accident or just defenses now knowing how to contain him or coming up with some sort of plan. They have a whole year of footage to watch, so I'm just expecting a down year. Just not as good, but probably still good. He's still gonna get his stuff. He's gonna get his yards. He's gonna dodge tacklers and do his spins and things. And
so I'm assuming you're talking about Lamar Jackson.
Did I not say his name
yet? No, I don't believe so.
I swear this list had thrown me for a loop this whole week. Lamar Jackson is number 3.
All right.
Number 3, Lamar Jackson.
All right. Well, I'll talk a little bit more about Lamar because he is my number 2. But first, I got to get through number 3. Number 3 is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's one of the better value picks you can get in the draft. He's consistently good, and I say value just because where he typically finishes to where he's drafted. He's drafted right now in the 6th round. And honestly, as training camps and if we get preseason go on, he's probably going to be pushed further down because the other players are going to start being more exciting. But typically, you can grab Russell in a draft where you're not drafting with other Seahawk fans in the in like the 7th, 8th round. And he's got a good receiving core. You got another year of DK Metcalf in learning that offense. You got Tyler Lockett, who's one of the silent assassins on the field. Like he is so quiet and he's so good. And then if Will Dissly can stay healthy, and they drafted a couple tight ends, you got Chris Carson. That offense gets rolling. It's not exciting to watch all game long like the Ravens offense, but it's like Novocaine. That offense kills you. Run, pass, run, pass, run. Your defense is so tired, and Russell Wilson's one of those players that will always keep the team in a game to where they can always run their offense.
Yeah.
So that's my Seahawk Russell Wilson rant right there.
I think we should start a burger bet right now. I think we have one.
Okay.
I think Russell Wilson's going to have more points than Lamar Jackson at the end of the season because he's my number 2, Russell Wilson.
Ooh. Well, I can't bet against Seahawks.
Well, okay. So. Well, you put him at number 3 over Jackson, and I am not a Seahawks fan, and I've got him higher.
All right, I would make a burger bet that Lamar Jackson finishes with more fantasy points than Russell Wilson.
Burger bet.
Burger bet.
Okay, and you said every reason why I think he's better than Jackson.
Okay.
No, I mean I'm just excited about DK Metcalf, obviously, and Tyler Lockett's always doing something, and one of those tight ends are going to be good. I'm sure they found Will Dissly or whatever from nowhere. It seemed like.
Yeah. Oh, and they also signed Greg Olsen. We didn't mention that.
Oh, yeah. That could be something.
Yeah.
I mean, he's old, but...
Give us a couple more years before he goes and becomes a commentator on ESPN.
Right, yeah. If you can get even 50% of classic Greg Olsen, that's something.
Yeah.
So
number...
Oh, yeah, go on. Sorry.
I was saying number 2 for me is Lamar Jackson, and I'm not too worried about defenses changing their game plan around him because he had 2 good years at Louisville. He did it all through high school. If you ever watched his high school highlights, they're ridiculous. He was a viral Vine that people don't even realize it was him until they start realizing that it was his high school.
Yeah.
I remember back whenever that Vine first came out, I was like, whoa, this kid's cool. Who is this? And then somebody just sent it to me a couple weeks ago and was like, did you know that this was Lamar Jackson? And I watched him at so many college games. Then he came to the NFL. His first year, defenses didn't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
That last 6-game stretch he started for the Ravens or whatever it was. And all it was last year was, they're going to key in on him. They have enough footage on him. They're going to key in. What did he do last year whenever he came out? He won the MVP. He rushed for 1,200 yards as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Most running backs didn't even finish with 1,200 yards. If Marquise Brown can be something for that offense, if Miles Boykin can develop, they added Duvernay. He's a good slot receiver out of Texas. They're trying to put pieces around him, and if he can put it all together and keep growing as a passer, which he had 36 touchdowns last year, and keep what he's doing as a runner, he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks right behind both of our number 1 players.
Right. Yeah. Damn, that was good. You almost convinced me my burger bet was bad.
So you do have one more player left, and there's one player you haven't talked about yet. So do you want to say who it is?
Oh, yeah. It's Patrick Mahomes. Tricked you all.
I thought he was.
He's number 1, baby. Patrick Mahomes is the hot dog, and but I still don't want to talk about him because he's what has he done? He does it all, and on that Chiefs offense, and we love the Chiefs offense here.
We do. I mean, I can't think of anybody who doesn't like the Chiefs offense. You have Hill, Hardman, Watkins, Kelsey. You have, hopefully Clyde Edwards-Helaire is something. You still have Damian Williams. You got Andy Reid running it. Mahomes, if he stays healthy and his receivers around him stay healthy, I mean, he's almost guaranteed to finish as either the top quarterback or top 3 quarterback. The only reason why, or top 2 quarterback, just to stay, the only reason why it's not going to be just a flat out number 1 is because he doesn't do it in the running game like Lamar does, and the running game gives you a lot more points in fantasy.
Yeah. So that's true. That's
all right.
It's a fun. Yeah.
He's fun to watch. He really is.
He is.
So that's both of our top 12. I hope we gave you guys some good information. So we have a fun little game. Like I said earlier, we're going to play Sink or Swim. I just have 3 questions I'm going to ask you. We're going to discuss a little bit. So, and this is all quarterback related since we just listed our top 12 quarterbacks. So, Zip, sink or swim, Cam Newton will start more than 12 games this year for New England.
Sink or swim. I'll swim with that one. I mean, yeah, barring any injury, I don't see why not. He's had a year and a half off, it seems like.
Yeah.
He's with Bill Belichick, so I feel like they're going to cater an offense perfectly for everyone involved, and that could sustain 14 games.
Yeah, I'm going to swim with it also, and my ranking of Cam
You have to, yeah.
shows that. I think that everything that we heard about how they're rolling with Stidham going into the year, they're happy with him, was just a smokescreen so they could get Cam for cheap, or get a quarterback like Cam for so cheap. As long as he stays healthy, that's why this one's so hard, and that's why I put it on here, is because you're really kind of guaranteeing that he's playing all 16 games if you're going to rank him at 7, and if you're going to sit here and say that he's going to play more than 12 sink or swim it, you got to believe in it.
Right.
I mean, so yeah, I think he'll if Cam starts all 16 games, like I said, he will finish I will guarantee Cam finishes as a top 8 quarterback in the
We got
fantasy.
2 dirt guarantees on this episode.
Okay, so 2 more. Sink or swim, Lamar Jackson will repeat another 1,000-yard rushing season.
Okay, 1,000 yards. That's tough. I'm gonna sink, and he's gonna have 997 yards.
Wow!
So he won't break 1,000.
I'm gonna swim with this one just because he's another running back for them on the field, and whenever a play breaks down whenever you don't have receivers like they don't, I should say, plays break down a lot. You're relying too much on your tight ends, and he has the ability to get outside of the pocket and just go. I would probably give him maybe one more year of 1,000 yards.
It's coming. He's going to get it on his 4th year.
1,000 yards?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's just taking a year off.
Yeah, I mean 997, still good.
Okay. Last one, then we're going to wrap up the show. Josh Allen will improve as a passer. Sink or swim. Josh Allen will improve as a passer and throw more than 20 touchdowns this year.
That is a swim for me. I had him at 10 on my list, but he's a climber, and definitely he's going to have, even if it's 21, he's definitely having more than 20 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm going to swim with this one also because he threw 20 last year, and with the addition of Stephon Diggs, there's no way that number goes up. What you want to see is his accuracy to get a little bit better, his form to be able to drive the ball through, because he's just such a strong arm quarterback. He just puts it up there and his guys run under it. Luckily, he has John Brown. He has Stephon Diggs now who can run under it. He has some of the best deep ball receivers, and now he's got some receivers that can do it in the short game.
Yeah.
It's like I said, whenever you add somebody like Stephon Diggs, and you have Dawson Knox coming back in for his second year, who's a tight end, I'm really excited. Second year tight end, I'm really excited about. That number is going to go up. Josh Allen's getting better every year.
Agreed. So we are that one.
Yep. All right. Well, go ahead and that wraps up our show.
That's it.
Hope you guys. That's it. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. If you guys want, we don't have a fan question this week, so please send them in if you guys can. You can get me at Dirt Shingles on Twitter. Send me anything. I'll answer life questions for you guys if you want. You can hashtag it Ask Dirt, hashtag it Fantasy Football Burrito at me. If you guys feel like you want to leave us a review on iTunes or any podcast site, give us 5 stars, please, and leave a review. Other than that, have a great week.
Yes, a fantastic week.